A dream for Cebu. Have you ever thought about it? What if one day we wake up to the news that Manila is no longer the capital of the Philippines? What if the center of government of power of the dreams of every Filipino is now in Cebu? That would be a huge change, wouldn't it? Cebu, the Queen City of the South. Not just beautiful. History, culture, a beating heart. This isn't a simple question, it's an invitation to see our country differently. Cebu as the new capital. Surprising, exciting. Like a scene from a movie. Big decisions, not by the Pasig River but by the Mactan Channel. Politicians, ambassadors, business leaders. Not NAIA, but Mactan Cebu International Airport. Imagine, President gives speech at Magellan's Cross. If Cebu had been the capital from the very beginning, what we read in history books would be very different. Think about it, Cebu was the first place the Spanish reached. The cross was first planted here. A hero, Lapu-Lapu, first gave his life here to defend freedom. If the Spanish had built their central government here instead of moving to Manila, perhaps the entire story of our nationhood would be centered in the Visayas. The heroes of Cebu and nearby provinces might be more famous than the heroes of the Katipunan in Luzon. Our national language might also have been affected. If the center of government education media were in Cebu, it's likely that Cebuano, or a version of it, would have become the basis of our national language, instead of Tagalog. Words like Mayong Buntag would probably be as common as Magandang Umaga throughout the islands. If Cebu becomes the capital, we should expect big changes in daily life. The first thing you'd notice is heavier traffic. Roads once for locals and tourists would now be filled with cars, government officials, employees, people doing business with national agencies. The Cebu-Cordova Link Expressway would be even busier. The Mactan bridges would be even busier. More infrastructure would be needed. New roads, flyovers, a wider train system, along with more people would come new buildings. Cebu's skyline would change, modern condos would rise, business centers would grow, new buildings for the Senate, new buildings for Congress, a new presidential palace. Areas like the South Road properties might become the new government center. Land and real estate prices would rise. Good for business people, hard for ordinary citizens seeking affordable housing. When we compare Cebu to Manila as the capital, we can see the good and bad sides of each. A big advantage of moving to Cebu is the decongestion or easing of Manila. With the government moving, the population and traffic in Metro Manila would lessen, making way for rehabilitation and better city planning. It would be like giving Manila a new breath of fresh air. Meanwhile, Cebu, as an archipelago in the middle of the country, is easier to get to from Luzon, Mindanao, which strengthens the idea of unity. On the other hand, Manila already has all the infrastructure. Government buildings, embassies, central offices of big companies are already here. Moving all of this to Cebu would require a huge amount of money and many years to complete. This is a very big expense that could be used for other important projects like education, health, farming. Manila, despite its problems, has proven its ability as the center of the country for centuries. Development would be more inclusive and felt by more Filipinos. The true capital is in the heart of every Filipino who loves and strives for the good of the nation.